What's going on, fellow ghosts, scammerheads, animators, and renegades? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Raven37 Actual, aka Raven37 Act Fool. That's 2 zeros, not O's, aka Mr. O Mize in the chat, aka Raving Raven. And tonight, I'm going to preface the video just by saying that it's going to be a little bit different than our normal, somewhat the same, but a lot a bit different than our normal, sort of. I mean, we deal with heavy topics, self-harm, that sort of thing, different, you know, life struggles through music by like NF and Ren and um, just from all different corners. We listen to Breeze Blocks on the channel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we listen to Pumped Up Kicks. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of real life struggle in the music that I react to on this channel, but two topics that I've admittedly been openly against, like creating content on, have been like political things and religious things, just because they're two topics that could just be so divisive. And I find it, in my opinion, I mean, in my life, in my experience, that is better to, believe what you need to believe what you want to believe, and don't persecute other people for doing the same thing. Don't condemn others for doing the exact, like, exercise your freedom, but also don't, because a lot of discourse that we have these days is simply because I believe this thing, and because you believe something that's not this thing, you're the enemy. And that's it's a common unfortunate thread that I myself here in America see play out on a daily basis with the political system that we currently have. It's really crazy to think about that we're called the United States of America, but on every single issue, it used to be a time where you could say, oh, well, this thing is the most polarizing topic in America right now. You can't say that no more. That you cannot point to one specific thing and be like, this is the most polarizing topic in America right now, because every single topic is polarizing. And it's because of the we're gonna get this right. It's because of the cognitive dissonance that we are experiencing firsthand between what we are seeing with our own eyes, what we are experiencing, feeling, and touching with our own lives, and what is being told to us through the media platforms that we have become inherently dependent on. And yes, this is a little bit of a preemptive rant to the video. I do apologize about, the long-windedness of it, but I do really want to point out that tonight's songs have a purpose, and I will do my best to, at whatever chance I have, whatever opportunity I have, to highlight just why these two songs are specifically relevant right now in this moment in time. I did a quick announcement on the channel earlier today, let you guys know the two songs we'll be covering tonight. One we've already watched, but we're gonna watch it again because I wanted to take a look at the lyrics. But that's The Big Push, War Pigs. The original was performed by Black Sabbath, but they did a cover of it, which is a really powerful performance. So I want to take a look at that and take a look at the lyrics, and also we're going to take a look at when the music video dropped 7 years ago, I believe. So almost a decade ago. It was the most poignant and powerful piece of musical storytelling or prophecy or whatever you want to call it, because it seems quite prophetic now, even in 2026. It's a decade old music video, so give or take, so it could be like almost considered a classic video at this point. But we're gonna be taking a look at This Is America. So I do know there are some shocking aspects about This Is America, so I will do my best to try to smooth things over as eloquently as possible during those transitionary periods, but I would like to also highlight the importance of what he's saying throughout the video. Childish Gambino, I mean. And I also want to take a look at the lyrics of War Pigs and see if I can pull meaning from them as well. And I felt like it would be a good, well, not a good, I felt like it would be an apt usage of one song performed by a British artist and one song performed by an American artist, because right now it seems like both of our countries are on the precipice of something that, I mean, I don't even really want to talk about it, but I think we all are aware enough to know what's going on in the world. And the United States and the UK are on the cusp of something that I don't think any of us had on our bingo card to see again in our lifetimes. And that is, a protracted conflict with the Middle East. It's just really insane to think about. Like, I was there for 9/11. I was alive. I was in school when that shit happened. It's crazy to think about. But here we are. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not my normal chipper self and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and stuff like that. This stuff really does affect me. It affects my mood. It affects my ability to convey thoughts and emotions adequately. But at the same time, this is something I need to do, because I feel like if I don't talk about it, if I don't address it, then it's gonna burst forth from me in a way that may not be healthy. So I thought I would just take a look at these songs, try to gain a little bit of perspective, try to see that we, the majority, even though we feel like the voiceless majority, are not voiceless, and hopefully glean a little bit of hope, because these two songs are they're pretty tough, but hopefully we can pull a silver lining from them. But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and dive into the first video, which is the Big Push War Pigs Black Sabbath cover. But like I always like to say, if you took the time to watch this video, especially this video, I sincerely appreciate you. Appreciate the shit out of you, in fact. But without further ado, thank you for watching, and let's get Black Sabbath's War Pigs performed by the Big Push. Let's go.
I just feel like to go straight into Black Sabbath from that's like giving someone a massage and kicking them in the face. Yeah, alright, let's fucking do it. Who wants to kick in the face? The people have spoken, Ren. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields the bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Breath and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so just to start off, generals gathered in their masses, just like preachers in black masses. And that's kind of like what it feels like. It feels like the people in power are just having these. Okay, I'm no politics major, but I am pretty certain that the approval to go to war is supposed to come from Congress before any military action is taken. Once again, not a politics major. I may have this mistaken, but it seems as though we're a little bit behind on the whole Congress voting on because we've already committed acts that are like, hey, we're fighting now. There was official announcement. There have been several official announcements, both in the United States, and I believe the Prime Minister in the UK also added his piece on their stance in this entire matter. And countries from around the world are taking sides, and it's just the generals gathering in their masses, just like preachers at black masses, and it's the war machine. It's the war machine. It's the war machine. It's the military industrial complex. If you look at, there are several industrial complexes in our society. You have, in America, you have the educational industrial complex because we have to pay for school. School is privatized. So many people are in debt for the rest of their lives just because they wanted to be smarter or be more educated. Not smarter, but wanted to learn more than after high school. A lot of people in America will be in debt for the rest of their lives. So we have the educational industrial complex. We have the prison industrial complex. Yes, prisons that are private, that have no interest in rehabilitation. We just want more bodies, because the more bodies we have, the more money we get in grants and funds from the government. And the government gladly gives this money just to keep undesirables out of the public eye. And it's all that sort of cognitive dissonance thing, because what we're experiencing right now is really, really bad. But through decades and decades of us looking at these fucking cursed tools that sit in our pockets and being stream fed fucking misinformation and clickbait and rage bait and all this stupid shit over the years, that things that used to mean something, things that used to be abhorrent, we become desensitized to. Racism, we become extremely desensitized to racism. I mean, don't get me wrong, somebody don't look like me call me outside of my name, like the incident that happened at the BAFTAs. I'm not going to allow somebody to control my actions with a word. So I'm not going to allow myself to make them make me mad. But best believe I'm going to fire something back at your ass. Like, I'm going to say something back. And it's just going to be that, man. We can talk shit about each other. I wear glasses, all this shit. We can go at it. You want to talk shit, you want to say some racist shit to me, fuck it. We can talk shit all day. But I'm not going to, like, allow a word to put me in a position where this person can play victim. I'm like, oh, well, I just said the thing and he attacked me, and because we are in my country, I know how that's gonna go for me. So I'm not going to allow that person to manipulate me into knowing that a word can condition my behavior, that they so much in so far as they can predict the outcome, which is exactly what the government is proposing that they're doing with these actions that we're taking right now. In real time, they're proposing that they can predict what people are going to do, and I find that to be not only extremely like self-indulgent and narcissistic, but it's like Achilles level of overconfidence. Like it's definitely holes in the veneer of what Americans used to view as, oh, we need to do XYZ because, we're the global superpower and this, that, and third, and we had to justify it with like reasonable stuff like, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction. Now, there's no justification. There's no reasonable justification. It's just we doing this shit, and we just want them to change some shit up. So we finna do some shit, and we want them to change. We gonna leave it up to y'all. We just gonna fuck all this shit up, and we gonna leave it up to y'all. That's the war machine, bro. That's the war machine. Because all war creates is more war. Because war creates death, and death creates resentment, and resentment, it gets passed down through generations. And if you think, that the Middle East hasn't been preparing for an eventual conflict with us for a long time, then I don't know what to tell you. You're sadly misinformed. So I don't think that the people who are making these decisions, these generals gathered in their masses, are aware of the veracity and the this. They've been preparing for this for a long time. That's the best way I could put it. I don't think we're anticipating the preparedness of the thing that we're stepping into. But I feel like we'll be made aware over a very over time. We will be made aware. And that was a very long rant. I'll try to keep the rants to a minimum throughout the video, but I did need to highlight like just the war machine. That's like that last line of the verse really stuck me, because war overshadows everything. It doesn't matter what the fuck is going on. If somebody at the top of your government announces, oh, well, all that shit going on, but guess what? Now we at war. All that shit gets overshadowed by war. That is the war machine, because all it takes is for that first cog to get knocked over and the machine keeps running. And so, like, yeah, it's definitely, the quote we're in, it's a strange time we live in, man. Because the shit that's going on, there is no justification for it other than because we wanted to. It's crazy shit, man. It's crazy shit.
Killing in the name of. Pities with my woman, 'cause she wouldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I'm frowning all the time. All day long.
I like the fact that they threw that killing in the name of in there. I'm going to do a doubleheader video with killing in the name of and the pot. I'm going to do that video, but I know it's going to get claimed to hell, so just be looking out for that in the future. But it'll be along this sort of mantra or this sort of theme of the machine and the man, and rich men starting fights that poor men have to go give their lives to finish. And it's just those two songs I really want to get on a reaction, so I definitely hope you guys tune in for that. Yeah, it's just I really enjoy the music. But like thinking about the lyrics in context to like what's going on right now, it definitely brings a somberness to it. This is a very punk rock sort of performance, so it definitely fits the theme because punk is anti-establishment everything. But right now, like I feel like a lot of us are feeling a little bit punk rock with the way that the establishment is handling everyone's collective lives right now. I feel like everybody got a little bit of Rage Machine in them right now. Y'all can let me know if I'm tripping down in the comments, but am I?
my mind if I don't find something to pacify. Won't you help me? I can find my brain. Oh, fuck. Now in darkness we'll stop turning. Ashes where the body's burning. No more war, peace, hold the power. Hand of God has struck the hour. In the fields, the body's burning. On their knees, the war pigs crawling. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, God, yeah.
Did you hear that part? It said death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. And that's what it is. That's what it takes to go to war. Is you have to look at humans as not as humans. You have to look at them as the enemies, which is a dehumanization. And it's something that you see. These savages, these barbarians, these this, that, and the third. They people, bro. They people. They are people. And they fight for their shit. Just like if somebody dropped some bombs on your shit and came over and was like, hey, we know you live here, but this our shit now. You would fight back too, man. Or not even, hey, this your shit, but it's our shit now. But hey, this your shit, but we finna tear this shit down and we gonna leave and y'all fucking fix this shit yourself. Like it's the imperialism aspect of it and the nationalism aspect of it is definitely, in my mind, they're definitely tied together, because there's only one type of person that's going to be in support of the actions that America is taking right now in the Middle East. And it's not very many people. Most people who know the horrors of war would never wish for more war. Only people who would wish for more war are the people who profit from more war. As the war machine keeps turning. In the field, the body's burning.
And now they do what they told you. 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 Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes, bro. Fuck yes. I'm glad they ended the song with that, especially after like the lull and kind of like I like the way they interjected Rage Against the Machine. But we definitely got to hear Zach De La Roche yell that shit himself. We did Bulls on Parade already, but we definitely gonna do the Killing in the Name of, and I'm going to pair it with Sober. So it may take a few days, 48 hours give or take, for the video to actually get cleared from copyright claims after I make it. But I plan on making it tomorrow. So 2 days after tomorrow, you guys should see the pot and jeez Louise, Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, in a doubleheader video. But as far as that performance was concerned, the ending was what I'm going to say was my silver lining, is that there are those of us who are staunchly of the mindset of fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. I'm not finna believe what you tell me, like holding up some fake shit. I'm not gonna let you piss on my head and tell me it's rain. I'm not gonna blindly follow orders just cause I assume the guy in charge has a little bit of integrity and a little bit of intelligence. No, fuck you. I'm not gonna do what you tell me. This is some bullshit, man. Like, and I think right now we need a little bit more rage against the machine in our society, in our American society, because it's way too much ass kissing, bending the knee, kissing the ring. I ain't heard so much dubious language about people that are obviously not within their element in my lifetime. And people say it, and other people believe it, but it's apparently not what you are seeing. But because they're being told that, and they're like, well, they're the people in charge, they believe it. Fuck you. I will not do what you tell me. I would say that with my whole chest. And if you believe, in that same mantra, then I encourage you to tell the system, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, by hitting the like button and subscribe button. It goes a long way towards helping the channel. I'm going to start trying to dive deeper into more classic music, but as that comes, it's going to come with more copyright claims, so it's going to take a little bit more time for me to get those videos out. But I am definitely going to dig deep to try to find some relatable music to right now, what we're going through right now, because I have thoughts. We just leave it at that. But you guys let me know what you thought of War Pigs down in the comments. Love Romaine's guitar solo. He fucking nailed it. I thought the mixing in of Killing in the Name of with the Black Sabbath was also really clever and well put, because it got the crowd involved at the end, and at the last part, the crowd was the one who said it's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. So yep. Outstanding performance, and it highlights the message that, simply put, we need to remain aware in these sorts of times that rich men start fights that poor men give their lives to finish. That's all I really got to say about it. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Whatever your thoughts may be of my analyzation of the song, of my perception of the lyrics, my thoughts on the afterthought, on the after end of the song. Definitely let me know your opinions down in the comments. We can disagree and be civil. Let's try, but the important part is to be civil. But I do encourage sharing of ideas, and I want to know what you guys think about the current situation of the world, right now, right this second. How you feeling about the current state of the world? Let me know down in the comments. And with that being said, speaking of the current state of the world, we're going to move over into our second video, which at this point, you can't call it anything but a cult classic, because it's too gritty to be mainstream. It shows too many potentially panic-inducing imagery, too much panic-inducing imagery for it to have succeeded mainstream, like through a record label, or to get played on the radio or things like that. Even though it did, I'm sure it ended up getting played in some proportion on the radio. It's not something that stayed mainstream. The only reason it's as big as it is because that when it dropped, everybody, and I mean everybody, had this song on their YouTube, and they was watching this shit in horror, like, what the fuck? And I kind of feel like that's the same way everybody is watching their YouTube feed, their Instagram feed, their Twitter feeds right now. Like, everything is, every day is not, I wonder if some bad shit happened. I wonder what level of fucked up the bad shit happened today is. And that is some crazy shit to think about, the reality of what we're living in 2026. The most advanced our civilization has ever been. and we're here. This is where we are. We thought we was gonna have rocket packs and hoverboards and shit like this, and we here. We got cyber trucks and self checkouts and fully in grocery stores with 18 empty cash registers. That's what we got. Capitalism, baby. But this is America by Childish Gambino. Let's get it. Okay. So we know what happened on that part. Yeah. So we know what happened on that part. I'm not gonna play it for obvious reasons because I don't want to like over glorify the violent parts of it. But I do want to highlight something that a lot of people have already, addressed in many other reaction videos, and it's the face that he made. Some people call it the Uncle Ruckus face, but it is a caricature of how black people used to be portrayed in animation and in different forms of media. And I still feel as it's not even that I still feel as though I feel like racism, as aware as I was of racism when I was a kid, and I've lived my entire life in the south of the United States, in the southeast in Georgia. So as aware as I was as a kid of racism, I also realized that it was racism that was hidden or withdrawn or subdued. But now racism, it is in your face. You can't go to a comment section. You can't get on the game. You can't do shit really these days and not like have the potential of running into an openly admitted racist, like be like 95%. Like it's just in your face now. And so I think that was a real, because he's performing a music video. So like the point of it is to show like this is what we do. Like we entertain, we have the rhythm, we have the dance moves and this, that, the third. But that little flash of that face was just to remind us, like, we have this saying, and you guys have to forgive me, but I am black, I am American, and it's just like, this is what the saying is. It's just, you still a nigga. And basically what that means is, no matter what level of success you attain in American society to a certain portion of the population, to them, you still a nigga. And that's, once again, I sincerely apologize if that makes anybody uncomfortable. I try not to use that language on the channel. I talk how I talk when I'm streaming, when I'm in private, this and the third. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of highlighting what I feel like he was trying to portray while dancing and making that face, I needed to say that because that's what it is. We entertain. We have our culture stolen from. We have $1 million athletes. We have $1 billion music, whatever you want to call them, entrepreneurs, we got people in politics. But no matter what level of success we attain to a certain subsection of people, no matter what, you still that. And I think he without even saying anything, because in the background all you hear is saying, we just want to party just free. We just want to party. So it's like just sort of that cognitive dissonance thing going on there, because while we're just trying to live our lives in what is the American black experience, is what other people is, oh, look at those savages, look at those, look at those hoodlums. Look, the word they like to use the most now is thugs. Look at me, I got on a fucking Akatsuki headband, and I play video games and shit all day and do weird nerd shit. But there have been times where I've been profiled by police officers and followed and stuff like that. Oh, you match the description of some shit like that. Is I say all of that to say that I feel like this was a foreshadowing to like how in your face the racism in America will become, and in seeing like things like Turning Point USA and all this stuff, the town and the all white town in Arkansas, the people like we black people, we really don't mind if white people want to have a town where it's just all them in that town, because then we know we don't have to worry about going to a town where it's some people that secretly or openly hate us, and some shit might happen to us if we happen to be in that town late at night. But if y'all are all gathered in one town, then we know where y'all are and we can not go there. So it's not like, so like there is no reciprocity between this separatism that is ingrained in nationalism. As like on one side, it's a superiority complex. On the other side, we want to be considered equally complex. So it's a very different, and I'm just speaking from an American perspective. I do understand it's different in different countries. I'm just expressing my thoughts on this stuff and trying to make the video as transformative as possible. One, because this video almost has a billion views, so I'm afraid it might get claimed. So yeah, but at the same time, I think he did a really good job of portraying how being a black American is a perpetual struggle of knowing that I can be successful, I can be great, I can be the first, I can be the best, but to a certain subsection, I'm always going to be that caricature, that brief flash, that caricature that we saw for a second. And then with that, the gun comes out, boom, this is America. Welcome to our country. There's literally a gun death on on one of my feeds every single day. And during the like 4 or 5 years ago, it was like school shootings happening on a daily, if not weekly basis. This is America, and this video came out right around the hype of that time. So it was very prophetic, because now you see those would-be young school shooter types. They grew up, they got older, and now we see political violence taking place on a bigger scale. That's just the school shooters growing up. That's what happened. So it's we talk about pipelines and stuff. You hear a lot of channels talk about pipelines, alt-right nationalist pipelines and stuff like that, but it's definitely a culture, and it's not just gun culture, because I believe everybody else has one. So if I'm the only dumb motherfucker walking around without one on principle, I'm gonna be the first one to get got. So I have one for protection, but at the same time, I do believe it's also tied to gun culture. It's a very much pugilistic characteristic. Like, ooh, I want somebody to try me. I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would break into my house. This and the third, Second Amendment. Da 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 da. I don't wish that. I don't wish that on anybody else. I don't wish that on myself. I don't wish nobody to have to get shot by me. I don't wish to have to deal with the guilt of having to defend myself in that manner against somebody. So like, I don't know. It's just a societal desensitization to gun violence that we've all experienced that really makes me worry about where our country is heading, as far as what we're doing right now with our military and things of that nature. There is no clear objective as to why we did what we did over the past 3 days. We still don't know what we have. One thing: regime change. How do you do that with bombs? Regime change takes boots on the ground. Now you talking about invasion? This is America, so it's not like it's unheard of. But the Iraq war should still be, in my opinion, fresh enough in our minds that people would be like, no, these motherfuckers are not the ones we need to be picking fights with. But you see what it said at the bottom of the scene? Don't catch you slipping now. But man, oh man, this is what I said. This is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap, so I gotta carry them because leaving your house and like I don't know how it is in other states and other countries, but in Georgia where I live, you will go to the grocery store and see a motherfucker walk by you with a fucking 9mm on a thigh holster like he think he fucking dude from Splinter Cell or some shit. What's his name? Sam Fisher or some shit. Like, yeah, dudes go to the fucking grocery store with a fucking thigh holster and a fucking 6 hour and a thigh holster just walking around with like a head of celery and shit. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, so, yes, guns in my area. I got the strap. Hey, I got to carry him. Yeah, like, it's and that's the lead into the desensitization to gun violence, to gun culture, and then what also leads to the militarism, because you have those people. I have heard people with my own ears say, "Shit, man, I just want to go to this military because I want to shoot somebody and get away with it." Dumbest shit not dumbest, most sadistic shit, most sociopathic shit I've ever heard in my life. But I've literally heard multiple people say that. So it's the gun culture combined with the desensitization to gun violence, combined with the pipeline of nationalism into militarism, because you have that gun culture, and they typically revolve. They'd be like, my granddaddy served in the Korean War, my daddy served in Operation Freedom, Iraqi Freedom. I got deployed XYZ. Like it's a generational thing. So these pockets of people have been militarizing themselves for a long time. So to know that and to be walking around unarmed is to be, a willing victim in a way. I mean, it's no guarantee. There are no guarantees in life. You can walk out of your house tomorrow and one just come down out the sky and you out of here. But at the same time, the reality of living in America, every single person you walk by is probably a fully loaded weapon on their person. And yes, I'm talking about the 75-year-old lady with the rolling grocery store cart and her purse in that damn basket on the front of it. Inside that purse is a little 22 or some shit. Like, y'all don't understand. It's guns everywhere. And thus it leads to the desensitization of gun violence through gun culture. People are really staunch about their Second Amendment rights, which I am too. I believe in the right to defend myself, but then we have incidents that have happened in our country where people have been legal, rightful gun owners and been in a place where they were just happened to be at odds with the people in power, had their right to bear arms stripped from them, and then were summarily, there's no other real way to put it, but executed. And this was in broad daylight in Minnesota. And we all can see ourselves what happened. But the machine is telling us this entirely different story. Like, no, what you saw isn't what happened. This is what happened. And it was this whole thing. But you can clearly see a guy who may have been armed but was not posing a threat, holding a phone, get executed. That's where we're at. So we're in the country of don't tread on me, right? We're on the country of stand your ground, right? We're on the country of people shouldn't fear their governments. Governments should fear their people, right? And then our right to bear arms can be stripped. American citizens' rights to bear arms, perfectly legal right to bear arms, can be stripped and they be summarily executed on the spot. And this is America. This is why I really wanted to cover these two songs tonight. I needed to get these thoughts off of my chest. You guys can let me know if you disagree. I especially like to hear if you feel like my ideas about this are off in any kind of way. Definitely let me know down in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion with you about it. If you agree, you can also let me know down in the comments. I again apologize about going off on these rants. I gotta make the video transformative. This is sort of turning into a long one, so I'm gonna try to keep them a little bit more abridged, but at the same time, War Pigs and This Is America as a set of songs, to me, specifically defines the state that my country is in right now. You guys that are over across the pond can let me know if that's the way it feels for you, or if America's politics really don't fucking affect you like that. Namaste. I'm glad for you, but y'all can definitely let me know how it is over there across the pond in Europe and the UK and things of that nature. I know some of my subscribers are from over there, like Scorchio from France. Definitely let me know down in the comments. But I definitely am glad that I went with what I feel like is still the most accurate portrayal of America in a music piece that we've had in almost 10 years. Because this, as you can see, this video, 7 years ago, 980, almost at 1 billion views. There's no way. 13 million likes. Let's make it 13 million and one. Because there's no way that a song 10 years old can be at 1 billion views if it's not relevant to this day. Especially a song as in your face as this one. We're going to go back just a little bit because I've been talking for fucking ever. Sorry, guys. Y'all know I love you, don't you? Ain't nobody told you that I love you. Yeah. We need some love in the world right now. I'm not going to show that part either, but I did want to highlight that part. That part where they were just singing. He said, ooh, tell somebody. Grandma told me, get your money, black man. And that's, coming up in the South, that's what I was told. Keep your head down, mind your business, get your money. Stay out of these people's way, stay out of these people's face, mind your business. And it's the likelihood of you coming home safely every night increases. There's no guarantee. But as you can see, from what was depicted in this scene, which was a recreation of the Charleston, what can only be described as massacre, these people were operating under that same jurisdiction. Just do what you're supposed to do. Keep your head down. Go to church. Get your money. Go home. Mind your business. They were in church. And they didn't make it home from church. And it's as messed up as that is, it was compounded by the fact that the person who committed this atrocity was apprehended peacefully and was taken to Burger King after he was caught. It was the coin term is rubbing salt in the wound, but this would be more akin to like I mean salt is pretty bad. Salt is pretty bad, but like this would be like more akin to rubbing salt in the wound and then cauterizing it after. Like, like it's just pain on top of pain, and this is also a sort of ridicule to it because it makes it the equivalence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Black lives amounted to a trip to Burger King. That's how it appeared to us. That's how it felt to us when we saw this transpire. And again, this happened because of the gun culture, because of desensitization to gun violence. And again, I'm not saying, oh, get rid of all guns. But I am saying It's a lot of motherfuckers in this country. There's a lot of motherfucking guns in this country. And there's even more motherfuckers in this country that should not have guns in this country. And I think that fact proves itself almost on a daily basis. We now have motherfuckers who have no business having guns with badges and guns because of ICE's open enrollment program and $50,000 bonus and all of this stupid shit. Bro, it's akin to the wild, wild west, man. You better have one because you know that guy has one. That lady has one in her bodice. That kid has one under his fucking newspaper. Like, you better have one, and it's crazy. Because you could just be getting your money, like your grandma told you, and end up on the front of a t-shirt. And that used to be like, oh, that's some hood black shit. But Alex Pretty wasn't some hood black shit. That happened in Minnesota. Renee Good wasn't some black hood shit. Also Minnesota. But that's the people that launched that campaign against its own American people are the people that just drop bombs on a country that believes when they fight, they believe they are fighting for God. I know we use Christianity a lot to make people click on things and do that. And again, I'm not down in Christians. I am not clowning you if you're a Christian. Believe whatever faith you believe. I was a Christian at one point, and I got a lot of sustenance from going to church and having that belief and having that faith that I was not alone at one point in my life. And I was even in the church choir. I was in the Atlanta Boy Choir. I was in several choirs in my youth. But at the same time, Christianity in America has just become so warped. We got different sects of it. They're all supposed to be followers of Jesus Christ, but they all tell each other they're wrong. You got your evangelicals, you got your Protestants, you got your Mormons, you got your Baptists, your Methodists, your Presbyterians, and they all believe the same things, but they're all telling each other, no, you believe it the wrong way. And that again forms that us versus them, even when within American society. So we're called the United States, but like I said at the beginning of the video, there is no topic you can bring up in the United States that does not create a division in some way, even religion. And that's why I try not to cover religion-based topics on the channel specifically. I have respect for all religions. I have respect for all people who believe that there's more to this than, just the physical existence that we experience right now. Much respect to you guys. And like I said, whatever it takes for you to make it through this shit that we call life, respect. But yeah, I do also see a lot of people using religion as a way to designate others as less than. And that's kind of where the cracks a little bit of the system of religion start to form for me. This is just for me. I'm speaking for myself. No, once again, I'm not challenging what anybody believes. If you believe, be a believer. I fully support you in your belief. But for me, the cracks started to show when people started to use religion to enrich themselves. Because capitalism doesn't it always fucking go back to capitalism. What they say that shit in the movies, and we thought it was just a movie line, but it's true. Just fucking follow the money, bro. I'm sorry, another rant. Jeez Louise. Nope. Gotta skip that. That's a tool. And the first thing I thought of was Alex Pretty, because that's a double entendre. See, the kids are holding cell phones, and in one hand, a lot of things that were happening in the streets during this time, the first thing they was doing was pulling out their phones and recording, because there was no accountability, which there's even less accountability now. Even with people recording, they don't give a shit. They would do that shit on recording now. But that used to be the prevention method. This is a silly. That's a tool. But he was also drawing a juxtaposition between, look, this is a cell phone. This is a tool. And he used a tool as a double entendre for gun. But a lot of people that look like me have had their lives taken by police officers because they were holding a cellular phone and it was identified as a gun. Alex Pretty was, he was armed, but they tried to say that the cell phone he was holding, he was presenting as a weapon, and it was mistaken as a weapon. But we could clearly see from the photos that he was holding it as a phone. He was holding it sideways, like you would hold a camera as you were recording a wide angle. But yeah, the messaging in the song is just everything. It touches a nerve because of the shit that I see happening right now in my country. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about the song and the message. That do y'all think it's a over satirical analyzation of America, or do you feel like it's fairly accurate? Really important. That breakdown was really important because the song breaks down and then it gets completely quiet, and then Gambino lights a joint and just sort of takes a deep breath, and then just 1, 2, 3, because it's right back to it. I think in it he was trying to portray the existence of being a black man in today's society, because like you take the shit, go home, you hit the blunt, whatever, do whatever you need to do to relax, and then it's back to back to the punching the clock and taking more shit tomorrow. So that part really struck me. I want to actually go back and look at it again, because it definitely, like, he's an actor, so he definitely has the the chops and stuff, but the way he portrayed it spoke so much more than the music. The end of the song, you can hear Young Thug saying, "You just a black man in this world. You just a barcode." Hey, and that's true, because there's one thing you must have if you live in this American society. Which, if you do live in this American society and you don't go to any other country, this is your world. But you're just a black man in this world. You're just a barcode, and every person that is born and registered as an American citizen has a barcode. It's called a social security number. You can be identified and found anywhere in the world by that barcode, aka your social security number. And then they indoctrinate you into schools, and they put you into class A, 1A, class 1B, class 2C, class 3D. And then say you run afoul of the law, or they say you don't run afoul of the law, and you graduate college or you graduate high school and you decide college isn't for me, I'm going to join the military. And they welcome you with open arms. Well, the new conflict and all that, we need the manpower. Guess what? You get a number. You are no longer John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. You are Buck Private 110205. That is your new identity. You go to prison, you are cell number 34405B or whatever. You are just a barcode in the system, in the systems of systems that has been created in America. And that's not just for black men. That's for everybody, every marginalized group and every not marginalized group. We're all just numbers on somebody's fucking, I don't know what the thing is called with the beads on it that you knock them to the side, and like old school accountants used to use them. Abacus. An abacus. That's what it's called. You're just a dot on the abacus. And so, with that being said, I just would like to implore my viewers, my subscribers, my friends of the channel, just to remember that we are what make our societies, our villages, our states, our counties, our countries, our continents, our world great. It is not the people in charge. It is the bodies of people that they are in charge of that make these things great. So these notions of making things great again, they're arbitrary, because there would be no American greatness if not for the contributions of so many other non-Americans. Correct? Right. So with that being said, just remember the theme from the first song, written by Black Sabbath, is that war is a machine. And a machine has nothing to do if it loses its purpose to run. So just keep that in mind in the upcoming days and weeks. And also keep in mind when you are trying to prepare yourself for whatever may come next, and you begin to think to yourself, for whatever reason, no, surely they wouldn't. Just remember, this is America. And with that being said, dear ghosts, gamer heads, anime nerds, and renegades, if you made it this far in the video, I would just like to say thank you very much. This was I felt very anxious about making this video because I have to talk very sincerely and very delicately about all of this stuff, but it was a video of great import I felt like I really needed to make. But just keep in mind that the war pigs are gathering in their masses, and that no matter what, there are still pockets of people out here that say, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And lastly, before you consider, don't know that might be a little bit beyond the pale, just remember that this is America. But if you tune into the stream, if you tune into the video for any amount of time, I appreciate the shit out of you. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you didn't, I understand. But if you enjoyed the content, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you know the next time I drop another video, make it short or go live. But for now, I've held you guys captive for long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and wish you guys a safe, happy, healthy morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is when you're seeing this. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely recommend you click on one of these videos over here and spend some more time with your boy in the outfit. But for now, you guys stay safe, stay frosty. Hope you all, stay happy and healthy. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Till next time, Actual out.